Hey, welcome back to the channel where creativity meets the heat press. If you're new here, I'm Marquetta, and today we're diving into another beautiful sublimation project. Okay, I am making a breezy bow jacket. I just thought about it at the last minute to go ahead and make a YouTube video. So I already designed my image in Canva. Let me show you guys that. This is the image that I created in Canva. After I was done, I just downloaded it to my computer. Now I'm using Silhouette because I only have a 13 by 19 printer. So I'm going to be doing a puzzle piece in order to get my image big enough for the jacket. So I'm going to go ahead and upload my image into Silhouette Studios. You're going to go to File, Merge, look for the image that you want. This is my image. I'm going to bring it in. Oh, and I'm sorry. The media size that I'm using is 22 by 24. That is the size that I need for the jacket. So now that I brought this in, I'm going to just make my image large enough for my paper size. You could do that by just stretching the corners if you like, but I'm just going to put in the measurements at the top right here. So my width I know is, I'm going to put in the measurements, and let me back up. Nope, I'm right. I'm going to put my measurements that I'm printing right here, which is 22 by 24. I'm going to let my image fit. Make sure my image is fit in that box. Okay, remember my printer can only print 13 by 19. So for me to do that, I need to cut this up. Let's make this a little smaller so I can have some more space. I am going to get a rectangle box, and I'm just going to make it any size. With your rectangle selected, you're going to come up here and you're going to change the width and the height of your size paper. For me, I will be using sublimation roll. That means I could cut my roll to whatever size I want in height, only in height. Now in width, since my printer could print up to 13 in width, that is automatically going to be my width. So my width is 13. My height, since I am using rolled paper, I can make the height however long I need it. So if I need it to be 20, it could be 20. If I need it to be 36, I can make it 36. But in my case, I need the height to be 24. And then you're going to press enter. You're going to see your rectangle change its size to the size that you need. Now that you have the right rectangle, you are just going to bring your rectangle over until it's at the edge of the paper. If you want to make sure that it's lined correctly, you're going to select both the image and the rectangle. And then you are going to go to hold on. You're going to go to align to the left. So they're both are aligned. Mine didn't really move because that means I did a good job with lining it up. I'm actually going to move it down. There we go. Now that you have your image and your rectangle lined up, you are going to make another rectangle. If you're using Silhouette Studios, all you gotta do is press Command and press the right arrow, and it will make a copy. But we are doing a puzzle piece. We're gonna puzzle this together later. So what we really want to do is make sure we have a overlap so it's easy to piece it together. So you can go over as much as you like. I want to go over to where I have all this empty space right here. So I have a lot of room to play with. I want to move it over to where it will be comfortable for me to line it up. Like, I don't want to line it up to where I have to try to piece together where his eye is. I don't want that. So I'm just moving it over until it's in a place where I'm comfortable. And I feel like right here between the E, his forehead, and on down is really the signature. Just might be really hard. I'm thinking about moving the signature over just so this can be a little easier. Okay, once you have that, now you want to make a copy of this setup. So since we know that there's two pieces, we want to make sure that we select everything at once and make a copy of all of this. We need two of them because we will be cutting it in two pieces. So we already have one, and then we're gonna I'm on a MacBook, by the way, so I'm gonna press Command and right arrow to make a copy of that. And now we have our two pieces. So with your image and the first rectangle only, that is the image. Let me move in a little bit. That is the image in the right rectangle only selected. You are going to go to I have not used Silhouette Studios in a long time. So you want to make sure your image and your first rectangle only is selected. Once it is selected, you want to go to modify. Once you are modified, now you want to go to crop. And it's going to leave just your first half of the rectangle. Now you can go ahead and get rid of the old rectangle box. And now you go to your second one. You do the same thing you did the first time, only this time we did the left, now we're doing the right. You're going to select your image and the rectangle on the right only. Once you have that, again, you're going to go to modify, then crop. And as you can see, we have our image. If you are using Silhouette Studios, you want to make sure that your outline is no color, because you don't want that to print when you go to print. You want to make sure you don't have any outline. And now this is your image. You could print directly from Silhouette, or you can use a different software. In my case, I will be using Photoshop to I'm trying to see if I'll be able to line this up. That's not. I want to line this up. I want to be able to line this up. I think I want to move the signature over, because the rest of it, I feel like I'll be able to line up just fine. That signature is what's going to kill me. You want it to be seamless. You don't want it to show that you pieced this together. But anyways, I'll decide later if I'm going to do that or not. So now you want to save your pieces if you are using a different software. In my case, I am using a different software. So I'm going to go ahead and save my first slice. I'm going to go to File, Save As, Save to Hard Drive. And I'm going to save this as Breezy Bow XX Slice 1. I'm going to change my format to PNG. Say okay. I don't want transparent background. Oh, yes, I do. Because you want transparent background because you don't want the white part of this image to show. Now that that is saved, I'm going to move this piece over, and now I'm going to do my second slice. I don't know why I keep doing that. Now I'm going to do my second slice. File, same steps, save as, save to hard drive. Breezy Bowl XX Slice 2. It's going to my downloads, PNG, okay, transparent background, save. Now that we have that completed, now I'm going to go to Photoshop. Photoshop. I am now going to go to New File. I'm going to name this Jacket Template. And now I'm going to change my size. My width was 13. My height was 24. I don't touch anything else. I want the orientation to stay the same. And yeah, I don't touch anything else. And now I'm going to press create. Now this size of the size of the paper is going to be the same size of the image. So when you bring in your image, if you're using Photoshop, then it should be the correct size. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, and I need the first slice. And actually it may not be the correct size because our size was 22 by 24. Yep. So I'm just gonna stretch this until it's the correct size. I did do 13 by 24, right? I did not. I did 22. That's because that was the size of the paper. That was the size of my image before I cut it. That's fine. What I was on? I was on Photoshop. Oops. I was on Photoshop. Yeah, that's fine. And that's the first slice. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like part 2 of me piecing this together, me pressing the jacket, if you would like the final steps, put down in the comments part 2, and I will load part 2. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, peace.